All right, Tiger fans, get ready for the entrance of the Tigers. As a matter of fact, here come the Tigers! Momentarily, we'll announce the Tiger offensive starters as they get into place. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting offensive starters for the Tigers. At quarterback, number 9, Hunter Franklin. Running back, number 29, Zerata. Wide receivers, number 6, Tyson Hancock. Number 11, Alejandro Tavares. Number 5, Lamont Nickelberry. Tight end, number 28, Maddox Markovsky. Offensive tackle, number 76, Johnny Conway. Offensive guard, number 75, Nakia Wilkinsley. Center, number 72, Caleb Bayer. Offensive guard, number 69, Joe Maharry. Offensive tackle, number 74, Ryan Ainsworth. And the kicker, number 31, Hayden Rhodes. Tiger Associate Head Coach and Defensive Coordinator Paul Mahalik. Assistant coaches Wade Lytle, Jeremy Gazella, Quentin Carter, Rick Stewart, Austin Brower, Joshua Cook, Brian Dawson, Rob Schoenfeld, Dave Burton, Campbell Miller, Tyrone Christian, Joseph Muscarella, Christian Haynes, Quincy Williams, and John Fair White. And head coach of the Trinity Tigers, Jeremy Urban, Trinity Tigers.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to One Trinity Place in San Antonio, Texas, as we're all set for this matchup between the 1-4 Rhodes College Lynx and the 4-1 Trinity Tigers. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Cole Isaacson, joined alongside Andrew Thomas. And Andrew, Trinity coming off their first defeat of the season against Barry on the road last week, looking to respond today, trying for a better effort.
Last week, Trinity went against a very good Barry team, and unfortunately, walked away with a loss. They lost 29-6. Now this week, they're looking to roar back to life. They're taking on the Rhodes Lynx. So far in the season, 1-4 had a little bit of defensive struggles, a little bit of offensive struggles as well. Hopefully today they'll be firing on cylinders, though.
Rhodes coming off of 3 tough losses in a row, all by 3 scores or more, and a tough assignment today, looking to respond and bounce back against the Trinity Tigers, trying to save their season. Rhodes currently winless in conference play at 0-2. Trinity at 1-1. Talked with Coach Urban this week about the path of controlling their own destiny. They didn't last year when they took an early loss to Center, and now they don't again with that early loss to Barry.
Nonetheless, the Tigers so far this season have been incredibly solid. Hopefully we're going to be able to get us a little bit of that today.
Coin toss is now finished. Rhodes has won, and they want the ball first. So we'll see this Trinity defense take the field. The head coaching matchup in this one. Two guys that have been with these programs for a long time now. Head coach for the Tigers, Jeremy Urban, in his 12th season, was a 2003 grad with Trinity. Had a 9-year NFL career. He's also a star track athlete here at Trinity, and he's going against Rich Duncan. Was the offensive coordinator at Barry for 10 years and currently in his 5th season with Rhodes. Led the Lynx to a 5-5 record in 2022 and a 6-4 record in 23. One of those 4 losses, a loss where they gave up 60 points here in San Antonio. They were able to respond and turn that into a winning season, looking to do more of the same today. Their backs are up against the wall. We're about ready to go in this one. Hayden Rhodes, the kicker for the Tigers. Came into this year with a tough assignment, replacing Tyler Huddle, who was the Tigers' all-everything kicker for 2 years. He'll get ready to send us away in this SAA matchup. Local kick just past noon Central Time. A little bit warm in San Antonio as we're about ready to get this one going. This kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. And out comes this Rhodes offense. A little bit of quarterback chaos for them so far. They began the year with Evan Reeder, who played in this game 2 years ago here in San Antonio. But he was knocked out due to an injury. Taylor Haas also out due to injury, so it'll be up to first-year Brennan Keim to lead the Rhodes offense. Rhodes will start out from their own 25 after the touchback, first down and 10. Keim fires to the outside, but it's dropped. John Hampton III couldn't reel it in, had an open man.
One thing to note is this is Heim's first career start so far. He got a little bit of action against Millsaps last time that Rhodes played.
Came in relief in that game against Millsaps. 14 for 25, 148 yards. The touchdown, but the 3 interceptions really the sticking point of that start, trying to cut down on the turnovers today. They'll give it, trying to bounce to the outside, but nowhere to go. Priestmeyer, along with TJ Scannell in there to make the tackle.
One thing we see a lot of today is runs for the Lynx, as they have 2 very good running backs, and Robert Daniel, number 6, who we just saw have the ball in his hands. Number 22, Jelani Lovett as well. So far this season, they have it around 349 yards combined.
Robert Daniel getting the carry on that last play. In the game once again for the Lynx. Now a 3rd and 12 after the loss of 2. They try and set up the screen. Daniel slips a tackle for a second, but nowhere to go. TJ Scannell gives the finishing blow, and it's a 3 and out for the Lynx. As we have an injured Tiger down in the backfield. And we'll step away while he gets tended to.
Fourth down and 11.
Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. That's Steele Herndon, who was down on that play and unable to walk off the field under his own power, not putting any weight on his left leg. It looked to be some type of a non-contact injury. We certainly hope for the best for him. In the meantime, Rhodes went 3 and out, and they'll punt this one away, close to being blocked there. Fair catch called for and collected by Nickelberry, who will fall forward past his own 40. So that'll set up this Trinity Tigers offense, which only yielded 6 points after being explosive for the prior month. They'll be led out by their sophomore starting quarterback, Hondo Franklin.
We've seen Hondo Franklin's athleticism a lot so far this season. He has really good pocket control, and we've seen him roll out a lot. We've seen him do a lot of runs. We've seen him hit very accurate passes. So hopefully we're going to see a little bit of Hondo magic here.
1st and 10. They'll give it to Huerta, trying to shimmy his way up the middle. Not a lot going, still refusing to go down, but forward progress will give him about a gain of 2. That's one thing the Tigers did not do a lot last week, was run the ball. Huerta with a season low on a lot of different statistics, only 3 attempts for negative 2 yards, already surpassing that total in last week's game with that carry right there. Huerta remains in the game. They fake it to him, throw it to the outside. Tavares couldn't reel it in. Maybe a lapse in concentration along the sideline, falls incomplete.
Looked like Hondo dotted Tavares right in his hands, and he just kind of like bobbled it a little bit, and it was kind of right in front of him, and he didn't fully realize, hey, the ball is right here, and ultimately could have got it at the end. Just something happened there.
Alejandro Tavares, 6 catches for 95 yards against Barry. A lot of that coming on a 42-yard chunk play, one of the few big plays they were able to hit in that game. The incompletion sets up 3rd down and 8. Hancock will go into motion on the near side of the screen. Franklin having to roll out, lofts one, and that's Tavares. This time he reels it in, both feet in bounds. A good completion for Trinity on 3rd and 8. They have the ball at the Rhodes 38.
Good job there by Hondo Franklin. A lot of pressure in his face, as we're going to see one more time. Franklin had a rusher just right by him. Another guy right in his face. Tavares did a good job. He was kind of in a little bit of a zone double coverage. Not really man on him, but he was able to reel it in and keep the chains moving.
Now 1st down and 10 in Rhodes territory. Morkowski goes in motion. They give the ball up the middle. It's Milo who falls forward, maybe a gain of 1 on that play. Trinity trying to run the ball a little early in this one. Talked to Coach Urban about the usage of his backs last week. He said that a lot of guys have shown a lot of different flashes of different things, trying to get different guys involved, but so far in this drive, it's been a lot of Zay Huerta and Johnny Milo. They look back to the sideline for the signals. Trinity housed on the near sideline on your screen. 2nd down and 9 from the 37. Franklin with a good pocket. Throws wide open to Tavares over the middle. Tavares cuts it back inside the 30, and it's another 1st down for Trinity.
How did they get a job under pressure? They're able to find Tavares. Tavares was wide open. All the Lynx players really got brought back by the other receivers that were in motion. As we're going to see right here, Tavares just wide open, right down the field. Easy for a check down, as we talked to Urban a lot.
Ball spotted at the Rhodes 27. Already Tavares' 2nd catch of the game. Here's a give. Milo, a hole up the middle. Milo trying to shovel his way forward towards the 1st down marker. He'll be a little short, a gain of 9 on 1st.
Milo did a good job there, able to get a little bit more of a pocket. The blockers also did a good job. He's able to part the Red Sea of Lynx right there and keep going.
2nd down and 1. Trinity now in the red zone. One thing to note, a couple of new starters on this offensive line. Nakia Wilkins-Lee taking over at left guard. John Conway also in at left tackle. They go play action. Franklin, a good pocket, lofts one for the end zone, just out of the reach of Tavares. Looked like he had him.
Franklin definitely had Tavares there. Tavares had kind of beat his man off the line a little bit. A little bit of separation, just a lot of pressure on Franklin, a lot of Lynx players right in his face, and he didn't have enough time maybe to set that pass up perfectly.
Now 3rd down and 1. Huerta checks in as the running back. And they give it to him right up the middle. Has the first down and plenty more. Dives his way to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
So far, very methodical drive here from the Tigers as we look at Huerta's run. A lot of, that one deep pass to, Tavares, which was 20 yards, but a lot of, short runs, little short check downs as the Tigers try to keep going and put some points up the board here early in the first.
Trinity had made it a habit of scoring on their opening drive, did it in their first 3 games of the season, have not done it in their last 2. Trying to get back to their old ways here. Here's Huerta. Huerta has a lane and has a touchdown. Early strike for Trinity.
Just as Cole was mentioning, the Tigers,
So that's a hold, and it's coming back.
Looked like number 72, Caleb Bear on the hold there, the senior out of Grandview, Texas.
Pretty unusual mistake from the Tigers' all-conference center. Takes away the touchdown. And the ball will be moved all the way back to the 22-yard line. So still 1st and goal, but now a much more difficult situation for the Tigers to parlay this into points. They try Milo. It's a reverse to Hancock. Looking to throw. Goes to the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. It's Tavares from his fellow wideout Hancock to put the Tigers up first.
A lot of Tiger trickery there as we're going to look at it here. Hand off to Milo. Milo flicked it to Hancock. Hancock kind of rolled out of the pocket. Hondo a little bit kind of blocked there. Tavares does a good job to get down. Ball is a little low. He's able to reel it in, get both legs down, and get a touchdown.
And Trinity going, it looks like for 2. Colin Bishop into the game. And the snap goes over Bishop's head. We'll see if he can save this. Just going to float one. Pass is caught by Franklin, actually, but brought down well short. So it'll remain 6-0. But the trickery from Trinity gets him into the end zone. Alejandro Tavares catching the touchdown from Tyson Hancock. And the Tigers are up 6. We'll take a break on Tiger Network. Welcome back to San Antonio. Trinity up 6-0 after their opening drive touchdown. The new kicker, Jackson Runyon, will send it away. Back to Rhodes, who will look to respond. This, a kick that is deep enough to get into the end zone for the touchback. We talked to Coach Urban about the potential of seeing any wrinkles in this game plan towards the end of our conversation with him a couple days ago, and he said, probably nothing this week. It'll be pretty vanilla. I guess he lied to us. We can't really trust anything he says anymore.
Definitely. Nonetheless, really fun to see, especially on an opening drive there.
This Trinity defense able to get a 3-and-out on their last possession. Rhodes trying to change things up. He'll give it. And nowhere to go. TJ Scannell disturbing that play before it could even get going, as Robert Daniel just had no chance on that one.
Trinity defensively so far this season has been incredibly solid, especially against the run, really not allowing big yards, or when big yards do happen, they don't happen again. So far today, it's really been evident as all the runs that Rhodes have attempted really just been stuffed, mainly by TJ Scannell today.
2nd and 11 after the loss of 1. Trinity, the 27th best run defense in all of Division III college football. Throw over the middle, knocked away. Incomplete.
Jaden Powell there got through and hit Keem as he was trying to throw the ball. Maybe helping that incompletion, but, definitely looked like a big hit. So you're going to look at there. Jaden Powell just coming right through. No blocker there. Maybe roughing the passer, maybe. Thankfully, no flags called for Trinity.
Parker Moeller able to knock that away. Getting some action in the Trinity secondary early. Now 3rd down and 11. Tigers bring a blitz. Throw is caught. Dero Walker making the catch for the 1st down, and Rhodes has their first positive play on this drive.
Keeping a good job able to find Walker as he was in triple coverage. He had 2 Tigers right behind him, one in front of him. Nonetheless, found his pocket as we look at it here. Keem just found his man right in between the pocket. 2 Tigers there. Could have easily turned around. Jaden Powell there as well. Could have turned around and intercepted that.
Walker, a guy that the Lynx are looking to get going, has not had over 4 catches or over 50 yards in any game this season. They give it to Daniel, trying to patiently work his way past the line of scrimmage, and does so for a gain of 4. A nice start on 1st down for Rhodes, taking it past the 40. You talk about this Trinity run defense, so good throughout the year. Before that game against Barry, they were only allowing 49 yards per game on the ground, but after that game, that number shot up to 82. Barry really got to him on the ground, but so far the Tigers doing a good job of limiting what Rhodes can do in that area. Here comes a blitz. Quick throw over the head of his man. Keim took a shot on that one.
51 first Rafai looked to be in on that action a little bit. And so far today, Keem really hasn't had that much time to throw the ball.
Now a 3rd down and 6 after the incompletion. Rhodes has moved the ball this far, but they've got a lot more to go if they want to put points on the board. Keim, the first-year signal caller. Play clock winding down, and Rhodes is forced to take a timeout. Play clock was down to 2, and they were not going to get that snap off. A wise call by Rich Duncan, as you see the numbers on your screen here. Total yards so far through 3 total drives, definitely in favor of the Tigers, 70-16, and the rushing yards, Rhodes only with 1 total rushing yard so far in this game.
Nonetheless, it's still very early on for Rhodes, and as we saw, they have two very, very good running backs, and Robert Daniel and Jelani Lovett, as well as we've seen a little bit of good action there from Keem as he's able to find a couple of his guys downfield, and so far on this drive, they're really starting to heat up a little bit.
Able to get the 1st down. One of their main receivers, Dero Walker, trying to build on that, an important 3rd and 6. Had to take the timeout to avoid taking a delay of game, but maybe a benefit. Able to settle the offense down a little bit, get a concrete plan. Ball spotted at the 42, 3rd down and 6. Crowd is slowly filled in here on this noon kickoff Saturday, making some noise. Throws on the run, incomplete. Going for Clayton Gaiman. And the Rhodes offense looking to the sideline to see what they're going to do. And they will eventually come off the field for the punt team. Look like they might go for that for a second.
they should be confident in their special teams right now, their punt team particularly, because Grady Jones, who's currently the punter, number 48 on the Lynx, so far this season's punted 20 times, pinning 5 inside the 20-yard line.
An opportunity to do that again. Nickelberry is back, a dangerous return man for the Tigers. Last punt almost got blocked. This one not as close, as this kick will bounce past Nickelberry, and he'll just let it roll all the way to the 10-yard line, so you can add another one to the inside the 20 total for Grady Jones. Sets his defense up in a good spot.
Definitely helpful to have a good punter and good kicker combo. Especially for Trinity, as last week, the only points Trinity got were out of Hayden Rhodes, back-to-back field goals. Talked to Urban, he talked about how, Rhodes was able to put one in right before halftime, maybe kind of juice up the team a little bit. Unfortunately, it wasn't successful in that, but nonetheless, points on the board is always a good thing.
Trinity has the ball at their own 10-yard line. Franklin and the offense back out there. A touchdown drive on their last and only possession. Here's a give to Milo. Able to lean forward and have a successful gain on first down. Takes it up to the 17-yard line. There's a flag on the play, though. And based on the way everybody's moving, it looks like this is going to be holding.
As Cole kind of mentioned earlier, there's a lot of, not new faces, but, somewhat inexperienced faces on the Tiger O-line, as, maybe a little bit of struggles last week. We don't really know what happened, but, there's a lot of new faces in the Tiger O-line, maybe their first start so far all season, and it's going to be a couple penalties day for the Tigers, which is not unusual.
Actually, a face mask on Maddox Morkovsky, the tight end on there. So it'll back him up half the distance. He'll give up the middle. This is Milo again. Works his way forward. Still a solid gain up to the 12-yard line. Trinity still a little behind the 8 ball after the personal foul.
Second down, 8.
So now it'll bring up second down and 8. 2 penalties already for Trinity today. That one backing them up half the distance. The other one wiped a touchdown off the board, which they would eventually get back. Franklin will throw on second down. Plenty of time. Going deep down the field. Incomplete. Looking for Nickelberry. Some groans from this crowd as they felt the defender was there a little bit early, but no flag on the play.
Looked like number 3, Hollis Strawbridge there on the coverage of Nickelberry. As we're going to look at it here, ball kind of comes in. Hollis did kind of jump on his back, was kind of on him.
Yeah, I think the crowd had a case on that one. Strawbridge a little bit early, nonetheless, no penalty called. Now third down and 8. Rhodes bringing a blitz. Plenty of time for Franklin. Over the middle, it's caught by Nickelberry. Did he hang on to that? And he did, despite being upended by the hit. Strong hands from Nickelberry and a first down for Trinity.
Look like number 15, Alpha Diallo there. Just be getting a look at it. Diallo kind of got under him, took his legs, flipped him, put him on his head. That one there definitely had to hurt Nickelberry. No way he's not feeling anything right now.
Able to hang on to the ball and takes it all the way up to the 31. They fake it to Huerta and a high throw to Tavares, trying to set up a screen. And that's one thing Coach Urban talked to us about that game against Barry last week, is Trinity loves those bubble screens to the outside, and that yardage that they usually get on those pretty easily just wasn't available to them last week.
Another thing Urban talks about is just, making sure you get the first down. Check down, not necessarily go for deep shots every play. As you kind of talked about little screen passes, a couple checks down, keep the drive going.
5:46 to go in this first quarter. They'll throw again with Franklin. has some time running out of it, and now he has to use his legs. He can do this. Franklin slides just shy of the 40-yard line. And it'll set up third and more manageable. A nice decision by the second-year quarterback.
Franklin showing off his speed there as the pocket really was closing in on him. He didn't have anywhere to go. He didn't have much time to pass. He's beginning to look at Franklin here. A lot of Lynx player, one coming off the right-hand side, right at him. Number coming at him, kind of chasing him, and he did a good job to outlast them and make it closer to the first down.
We've talked about the 3 new starters, or at least swapping positions on this offensive line. It looks like they've held up well in pass protection so far. Have yet to give up a sack to this point. Now 3rd down and 3. Nickelberry back into the game. And they check it down to him. Falls forward and should have enough for the Trinity first down.
It's good to see Nickelberry back in the field after taking such a big hit, falling right on his head. And helping the Tigers to keep the drive going, get that first down.
Trinity, who scored a touchdown on their opening drive, now set up with 1st and 10 at their own 43. A drive that started at their own 10-yard line. Rhodes using their special teams to get good field position. Here's a give up the middle. This Huerta still churning his legs, dragging some Lynx with them, and takes it all the way to the 42-yard line.
A lot of good blocking there, and a couple of cuts from Huerta as we begin to look at here. Huerta just gets the handoff. A little bit of a high snap there, a little kind of by Hondo's head, but Huerta does a good job. Gets a pocket there, makes a cut, almost gets tackled there, has 1 or 2 Lynx on him, and continues to keep going.
They fake it and throw it to the outside, trying to go for Hancock. Another play-action play from Trinity. Hancock this season, it's been pretty unusual. He's had stretches of just brilliance where it seems like he's catching every pass on a sequence, but then he'll just go cold for several stretches in the game. And, some of that is just the game plan and what's being schemed to him, but trying to get him involved in the game there. Now a 2nd and 10. They fake it to Milo. Here's Hancock. Shimmies his way out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
Not a big gain there from Hancock, but nonetheless, yards are good yards. So we get to look at Hancock right here. Hancock just kind of a couple Lynx in front of him, no space to go, not really any blockers. The ball came loose there in the final second as he stepped out.
And that's why the ball comes back to the 40-yard line, sets up 3rd and 8. Good pocket for Franklin, throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted. Rhodes getting the takeaway. Staying on his feet, out of bounds at midfield. And the Lynx, who have one of the worst turnover margins in all of Division III college football, get the early takeaway. Chico Williams there making the interception.
Very good play there by Williams as Hondo don't quite know where he's looking. He had a man in triple coverage. We get another look at it here. Hondo Franklin, not really any pressure, open pocket, trying to look at one of his shoes, maybe Nickelberry, Devera's there, number 11. Triple coverage, though, not necessarily the best throw to be making that situation.
Kind of looked like he had 2 options there. I don't know if either of them were necessarily that good. Now Rhodes set up at midfield, not something they see very often. This is direct snap to Daniel. Runs it up the middle and a gain of 4. Opportunity for Rhodes to take advantage of this. They do not get a lot of takeaways. 175th in college football, Division III level in terms of taking the ball away. That was only their 7th turnover of the year.
2nd down and 7.
Definitely a good turnover to have, too, against a very powerful Tiger offense.
2nd down and 7 into Trinity territory. This is Daniel, a nice run, and he's past the first down marker inside the 40. So here come the Lynx all of a sudden after the interception.
A lot of life now in the Lynx as we get another look at it here. 2 back-to-back, very good runs. Daniel, one of the, couple of the Tigers kind of jumped early there. Daniel had a lot of space to run. Ultimately got taken down by TJ Scannell. So far, pretty much defensively, he's just been everywhere.
Trying to make a play here on 1st and 10. They have it at the 38. They give to Daniel again. It's been working, spinning away from a tackle. And brought down an impressive gain of 3 on 1st down. Clock ticking down towards a minute 30. Rhodes has been leaning on Trinity's run defense so far in this one. About midway through the 1st quarter, only held to 1 total rushing yard. That has definitely changed on this last drive. Late substitution as Jonathan Torres comes in. Or excuse me, that's Austin Smith. Here's the throw, incomplete. Going for Felix Kerner on that one. And it'll set up 3rd down and long.
Very good blitz there by the Tigers. Able to get off the line fast, get in Keem's face. Not really give him that much time to try to find his man downfield. Speaking of look at here. TJ seemed to be the first one off the line. A lot of Tigers in his face. And unfortunately for the Lynx, incomplete.
3rd down and 8. Keim. Tipped and incomplete. Going for his leading receiver, Austin Smith. And now decision time, probably a bit too long for a field goal. And this Rhodes offense is staying out there. They're going for it on 4th down and 8.
Njoku there almost had a takeaway as the ball from Keim was deflected off his receiver. Njoku's hands were right there, just wasn't able to quite reel it in.
Crowd getting on their feet. 4th down. Rhodes going for it. They'll throw with Keim. Steps up. Has his man. It's Smith. Did he get it? The spot coming in right at the marker, and they will move the chains. Got just enough.
Big time play there by Keim as he had a lot of pressure in his face. Able to roll out, good pocket. Found his man. His man was in triple coverage, able to jump over one of the Trinity Tiger defenders. Looked like TJ Scannell he jumped over.
Keim making some tight windows throws earlier, none bigger than that. Here's a give to Daniel, and this play was doomed from the start. Wakil Mateen helping to bring him down along with Dorian Hill. Loss of 1.
Tigers seem to be jumping off the line fairly quickly, maybe jumping a little too fast as the running backs for the Lynx are able to just kind of like, the Tigers come in, the Lynx are able to just keep going straight.
Clock will wind down, and we have reached the end of the quarter. Trinity up 6-0, but Rhodes trying to capitalize off a takeaway to potentially tie this game. We'll take a break on Tiger. Start of the 2nd quarter on the campus of Trinity University. Tigers trying to hold on to a 6-0 lead with Rhodes driving. They'll start with 2nd down and 11. Keim facing a blitz under immediate pressure. Throws it towards the corner and incomplete. was taken down on the play by Dorian Hill, able to just get rid of the football.
Dorian Hill did a good job, able to jump off the line, keep going, keep driving, get in there. And Keem hit the pylon there on that ball. Not quite the receiver he was targeting, but you know, he definitely hit something.
Going for his tight end, going for his receiver, Felix Kerner there. Now 3rd down and 11. Pressure from Trinity again. Throw is low and incomplete. Going for the far sideline, and probably a bit too long to go for it. We'll see what the Lynx end up doing on this play.
Parker Muller there in coverage did a good job to stay with his man the entire way, and ultimately the Lynx player just kind of fell down there at the end.
So just as I say, it might be too long to go for it. That's exactly what they're going to do. 4th down and 11. They'll throw. Keim running out of time, but has a man. Throws a strike to Felix Kerner. And again, Rhodes converts on 4th down and long.
We're going to look at it here. Keim does a very good job. Rhodes in the pocket, a lot of Tigers on. Pulled TJ Scannell off. And that's just kind of where that pass was able to happen, as TJ Scannell was on him. But TJ Scannell was sort of kind of in coverage.
1st down and 10 at the 14. Daniel, nowhere to go. Elijah Gonzalez helping out on the tackle there. This drive started with the interception from Hondo Franklin. Chico Williams returning it to the 50-yard line. Drive that's featured 2 4th down conversions. One from 4th and 8, one from 4th and 11. A gutsy drive so far by Brennan Keim, making his first collegiate start. 2nd down and 10. Keim has to escape, trying to look for somebody, anybody able to throw it away before he gets knocked down.
A lot of Tigers in Keim's face there, as you know, a couple of Tigers came in early, trying to navigate the pocket, try to get a pass downfield or get downfield. And fortunately for the Tiger defense, they were there and able to stop and bring him down, and hopefully, you know, kill a little bit of the momentum the Lynx are really moving on right now.
Now 3rd down and 10. We'll see if Trinity brings pressure again. They've done it a lot this drive. They do. Quick throw, caught, but a hard hit applied. Judson Crockett making the tackle immediately. That's Kerner again, who's been busy on this drive. And if Rhodes went for it on the last 2 4th downs, they're going to have no problem going for it here.
Look at it again. Judson Crockett comes in, takes him down. Hard and fast.
That was actually Matthew Rice, the tight end, making the catch. 4th down and 6, they're going for it again. 2 for 2 on 4th down already on this drive. Pressure again, lofts one for the end zone, incomplete. So 3rd time is the charm for this Trinity defense. Austin Smith, the intended target in the end zone. Turnover on downs.
Took the Tigers long enough to finally get a big stop there. You know, but the Lynx offense really impressive on that drive, as they were able to connect, as Cole just mentioned, on 2 4th downs to keep the drive going.
Now Trinity will take over where they did on their last possession at their own 10-yard line. We're able to move the ball, but the turnover ended up being costly. Low snap, but the give to Huerta. Able to get past the 15, spotted at the 18-yard line. Nice gain on 1st down. But going back to that drive for Rhodes, what a gutsy drive from Keim. making his first collegiate start. Talked to Coach Duncan about it, said he basically had no reps in camp. He was the third string quarterback coming into the year. It's a give, and Milo is free. Milo past the 50, one man to beat, dragged down at the 25. A touchdown saving tackle by the corner, Jonathan Torres. Still a good gain for Trinity.
It's definitely momentum shifting that play there for the Tigers. Is they're really just kind of getting beat up by the Lynx. And the Lynx, last offensive drive. Now, really good job. Johnny Milo, good blocks, good cuts. Able to just find open space and keep it going.
1st and 10. They'll give it again. This time it's Huerta diving forward, a gain of 2. Johnny Milo only 6 carries for 10 yards all of last week. Getting the gargantuan gain on that play.
So far today, Johnny Milo has about 75 yards.
Huerta the back again. They give it to him. Still fighting forward. Some hard running from both of these backs. Takes it up to the 18-yard line. It'll set up 3rd and 3.
We've mentioned the running back combo, and Daniel, and love it. But we haven't really talked. Well, we've talked about him. We just haven't really mentioned how confident that Johnny Milo is. Huerta 1-2 punch for the Tigers so far all season's really just been really dominant, able to run through anyone's teeth. Jay Huerta particularly making a lot of gritty plays today already.
3rd and 3. Milo back in. 4 seconds on the play clock. And they barely get it off. Franklin pumps it. Throwing for the end zone. Incomplete. Going for Cade Ramirez towards the corner and the pylon. And now 4th down and 3. Looks like Hayden Rhodes is going to come out for a field goal attempt.
Hayden Rhodes, in his last home game, we saw him struggle a little bit. Ultimately got taken out against Southwestern. Now against Barry, as we kind of talked about a little bit, banged 2 field goals, the only points that Trinity scored. Is you got to look at his home return here.
This will be from 34. Operation is good, and so is the kick. Oh, Hayden Rhodes, who had been missing a couple kicks prior to last week, 2 for 2 last week, 1 for 1 today.
Definitely not the drive the Tigers imagined. I think the Tigers, after that Johnny Milo run, imagined, putting up 7, but they'll, settle for 3, and, currently it's 9-0, so they've had a very good day.
Got to talk to Coach Urban about the kicking operation, and he felt that a lot of those misses from Hayden Rhodes, some of them not from long distances, weren't necessarily on him. Talked about having trust in the entire operation, not just the snap and the hold, but also the protection. And he felt the protection had been worked on a lot in these prior 2 weeks and had gotten a lot better going into that Barry game. And that's what led Rhodes to be able to sink 2 field goals. And a strong kick there from 34 to give the Tigers the 2-score lead. Still 10:09 to go in this first half of action. Rhodes will get the football back after a strong drive on their last possession. We'll see how they follow it up. This return will be muffed and then picked up, but that probably will cost Rhodes some valuable field position, able to salvage something and get it up to the 22.
One thing that's been of note all season is, Trinity's kind of kickoff. A lot of very high kicks, with a lot of hang time, and the Tigers, coming in, swarming, just bringing everyone down. That one not necessarily the highest with most hang time, but, the muff kind of helped the Tigers there at the end.
1st down and 10. Rhodes with their largest deficit of the day, but still hanging in there. They throw it, and a nice catch made Dero Walker able to slide and make the grab. Will be enough for the first down.
Tigers look to be in man coverage there. It's directly a man right on Walker as we had to look at it there. Walker did a good job able to get down with a man right on his back, forcing him down.
Been some tight window throws for Keim today. We'll see if he can keep making them. Keep moving Rhodes down the field. Jelani Lovett is now the back for Rhodes. He gets the carry and absolutely nowhere to go. TJ Scannell in there again. He's been a one-man wrecking crew this season.
Definitely been wrecking all season, been wrecking a lot today as well. So far, you know, we've talked about him a lot, but, you know, rightfully so. He's been all around the field making big plays, you know, right on Keim, right on all the wide receivers and tight ends for trying to get these checkdowns.
Scannell only played 3 games last season, but tallied 19 tackles. So important for them as he's been mostly healthy this year. And Keim will call a timeout as the play clock was winding down the second time Rhodes has had to do that in this half. With that, we'll step away on Tiger Network. Trinity up 9-0 in this SAA conference battle. Welcome back to the Trinity Multipurpose Stadium. Rhodes with the football and the throw from Keim, bobbled and incomplete. Couple Tigers in there on the coverage, including Jaden Powell, able to knock it away.
Parker Muller, you know, that was Parker Muller's man right there. Wrapped him up, really got in there. Jaden Powell just kind of in relief. And collectively, they're able to knock the ball out of the Lynx' hands.
They'll set up 3rd down and 10. And at the 32-yard line, Trinity on the field for a very long time on their prior drive, giving up 2 4th down conversions, able to make the stop in the red zone. Trying to make another one here on 3rd and 10. This is a give. Love it. Lowers his shoulder, but had more room to try and get the first down. And you would presume that Rhodes will punt here, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Lovett did a good job cutting around, kind of finding space. Lucas Marine, though, the last second, Lovett trying to lower his shoulder. Now, Lovett only is 5'7", not the biggest guy on the field, but, you know, very aggressive and very athletic, as we've seen today.
Rhodes to punt for the 2nd time today. First punt was inside the 20 off the leg of Grady Jones. This one nearly blocked. And there will be a flag for that. Kaiser able to reel it in for Trinity, getting to the edge, but it looks like all of this will not count. Kaiser breaking a tackle, an impressive return for the first year, all the way up to the 40. It looked like Judson Crockett making contact with Grady Jones on that. So we'll see if this is roughing or running into the kicker.
Grady Jones seemed to be
so they do call roughing, and that will be an automatic first down.
definitely not what you want to see if you're a Tiger fan. As Judson Crockett, you know, he was in motion. Judson Crockett tried to block the ball. Jones did a good job able to release the ball before Crockett got there and ultimately got taken down hard. Now the Lynx have life in them.
Ball spotted all the way up to the 43-yard line, or excuse me, the 47-yard line. Big break for Rhodes. Keim, under pressure, goes down. Priestmeyer making the sack.
Trinity kind of sent the house there. There's a lot of blitzers coming in. Priestmeyer did a good job. Beat his man very early. Keim had nowhere to go. Got brought down hard and fast.
Rhodes now back in their own territory. A loss of 7 on the sack. Pressure again and nowhere to go. Able to get the handoff to Lovett, but it's Priestmeyer again in the backfield. They've had no answer for him on this series.
Priestmeyer did a very good job. Jumped off the line. Able to get there. We're going to get a look at Priestmeyer right here. Just beat his man again. And got all the way through. Now, there's other Tigers in the spot who jumped the line. Just Priestmeyer, the fastest one to get to Keim.
It's a Trinity defensive line that's been without Steele Herndon for pretty much the entirety of this game, but they've had no issues, particularly on those last 2 plays. 3rd down and 21. They give to Lovett, and this time able to at least get past the line of scrimmage, but not much more. They almost got backed up to where the penalty occurred that set them up in that position. And now we'll likely punt again at 4th and 20 ensuing.
Tigers maybe not going to try to block this one. Maybe going to chill and let Nickelberry and Kaiser return it.
Going with 2 returners on this one, as you mentioned. There are times where they'll just go with Nickelberry back there, but this time having both Kaiser and Nickelberry back to return this punt from Jones. And we'll get it away. A high spiraling kick that will bounce and hit the referee. Still goes into the end zone, so no impact on the play.
The referee, though, comes to be readjusting his hat, maybe kind of like, hey, wasn't expecting that. Didn't really want to think I was in the game today.
Ball comes out to the 20-yard line. Imagine if it had hit him and it hadn't gone into the end zone. The calamity that would ensue after that, but it all amounts to be just fine. The ball ends up in the end zone. The Tigers end up at the 20, trying to add on to their 9-0 lead. 5.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Give to Huerta. And he's got about 4 on first down. Takes it up to the 24-yard line. Trinity's been leaning a lot on the run game, particularly after Hondo threw that first interception.
The first interception from Hondo, not necessarily the best look or the best pass. Nonetheless, thankfully for Trinity, as you just kind of mentioned, 2 very good running backs.
Trying to get their sophomore quarterback into some rhythm. The run game certainly helping him out. This time he keeps it. Franklin sprinting up the middle, sidesteps at the 40 and brought down at the 46. His 2nd run of the day. This one his longest gain.
Franklin, really building confidence there, hopefully, with that one. He's showing off his athleticism. Faked the handoff to Huerta. Good blocks there. Last second kind of juked him out a little bit. And was able to get maybe an extra yard or 2 there.
Usually a type of play we see when Colin Bishop checks into the game. That time Franklin doing it. This is a throw to the outside. Nickelberry making a move and has the first down. Brought down in Rhodes territory at the 42.
Very low pass there by Franklin, almost on the turf. Nickelberry did a good job able to get there, get under it, keep it. Tried to make something out of nothing. Wasn't quite able to get there, but still got a first down and kept the chains moving.
Trinity held to a field goal on their last drive. Clock ticks under 4 minutes to go in the half. Play clock under 10. Franklin. Plenty of time. Still dancing in the pocket. Now rolls out to his right, and he'll try and run for it again. Runs down the sideline, extends the ball to get past the 30. And that should be enough for another Tiger first down on the ground.
Another good job there by Franklin. Didn't really find anyone downfield. A lot of coverage going on. We're going to get a look at it here. Hondo Franklin takes the snap. A lot of time, a lot of space. Really good job by the O-line there. And ultimately just decided to take off as he saw no viable options downfield.
His second run for a first down on this drive. Fake to Kaiser, who was the back, and they swing it out to Tavares. A nice gain there. They're going to call it a gain. You think the official's deciding between 9 or 10, and it is 10 and a first down. Was sort of straddling the 21 and the 20 with both feet, deciding which way he was going to go. Ends up moving the chains for Trinity.
Trey so far on this drive, very confident. The interception doesn't really seem to have affected Franklin much.
First down and 10 at the 21. Time for Franklin again. And just checks it down underneath. That's Hancock making the catch. A minimal gain of 3.
Number 20, Colin Schmidt also, came off the left-hand side, kind of streaked, cross route, pretty much right into the end zone.
Tigers do not have to snap the ball in this situation, can take it down to the 2-minute timeout if they want to. At the line, ready to go, though. And they will. Swing it out. Schmidt. And that should be enough for a first down. Taking it to the 10 as we have reached the 2-minute timeout. Trinity up 9-0. A chance for more when we come back on Tiger Network.
And it's the 2-minute timeout coming up at halftime. Performance by the Flowers Dance Team. Down on the 9.
Minute 55 to go in this first half. Trinity up 9-0, outgaining Rhodes by nearly 200 total yards. Trying to capitalize on this red zone opportunity. First and goal from the 9. Milo powers his way forward. Touchdown, Trinity. It only took one play once they got inside the 10-yard line, and Trinity has opened up a 2-touchdown lead.
Another good run there as we see another replay. But Johnny Milo, a little bit of high snap. Franklin does a good job of control. Johnny Milo, good block. Broke one tackle there, kind of stumbling in the end zone. Almost got tackled there on the, pretty much on the 0. But able to get in there in the end.
Hayden Rhodes will attempt his first extra point of the game to make it a 16-0 lead. Got it. So Trinity, their largest lead of the day. Rhodes set to get the ball back with a minute 49 when we come back on Tiger Network. Welcome back to Trinity University. Rhodes set to get the football back. Down 16-0. Walker will bring it out from his own 7. Trying to muscle his way forward, but the return only going to the 22. That's where Brennan Kime and company will take over. And Andrew, what have you made of his performance today, this being his first collegiate start?
Well, first start, it hasn't been bad at all. I mean, the scoreboard doesn't really show that, but you know, we saw that one drive where they had a couple of check downs on fourth. And they made it happen, and you know, really a lot of ballsy, confident plays so far. Let's hope he's going to get another opportunity to show that off here.
First down and 10 at the 22. Give to Daniel. Or excuse me, that is not Daniel. That's Jonathan Hampton getting his first carry of the day.
Tackled by Jonathan
Wobodo making the tackle. And Trinity calling timeout, potentially seeing an opportunity to get the ball back.
Timeout by Trinity.
So what do you make of this, Andrew? It's always that interesting situation inside 2 minutes, seeing how each side manages the clock with that play. Rhodes seems like they want to take this to the locker room, only down 16. Trinity, maybe a chance to add on if they get the ball back?
Well, Tigers have been a little slow today. Definitely not the start they wanted to the game, as we talked to Urban. You know, it's kind of like, I don't want to say revenge game, but it's like a confidence boosting game. They want to come back and be like, hey, we are still Trinity. We're still a nationally ranked football program. We're still a very good program. So we see what they're able to do here.
Coming out of the timeout, 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6.
Rhodes with 2 timeouts remaining. And that's free 5.
Flags on the play.
As multiple Tigers jumping off sides on that one.
Offside. On the defense, number 92 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Well, there's false start by everybody other than the center at times. I wonder if there's an announcement where it's offsides everybody but one player.
2nd down, 1 to go.
Seem to just put all the blame on number 92, Asriel Nagacha there.
I think it was more than just him on that one. There were a couple other people that had their hands in the neutral zone there. High snap and a give. TJ Scannell wanted nothing to do with a good play for Rhodes there. Blows it up behind the line. Came in like a rocket. And Trinity will burn another timeout.
Number 38, Diego Davila, also there on the tackle. Kind of collectively came in and brought him down.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, slight change in plans. We're going to hear the great music of AZ performing at halftime.
So Trinity burning another timeout. Now a 3rd down and 2. Rhodes seems like they just want to take this to the locker room. They're 1 first down away from doing that. We talked to Coach Duncan about what it was going to take for his team to come in here and get a win, and they said they just need to hang in there after the first quarter. 2 years ago when they came in here, they were blasted. It was over 40-0 at halftime, and a lot of that was because the Tigers had a guy who's currently playing professional football in Canada in Tucker Horn, who he said tripped over his running back, and then it felt like he never had an incompletion after that first play that went wrong. So far, they've been hanging in here, only down 16-0. They seem very content to keep it that way, trying to get into the locker room. Minute 31 on the clock. Kime over the middle. Oh, nearly taken away by Crockett. Crockett, who 2 weeks ago had 2 fumble recoveries for 2 touchdowns, nearly gets Trinity's first takeaway of the game, but they'll force a punt instead.
This is definitely what Urban wanted to see out of the team, Get a stop, get the offense back out there one more time, hopefully. Maybe try to put more points on the board before they head in the locker room.
It looks like that will be the plan. 4th and 2. Rhodes to punt once again. Guy we've seen a lot of today. Both returners back for Trinity. This kick by Jones is a solid one. Kaiser will get the return. Takes it to his right-hand side, and he's got room. Kaiser cutting back inside the 30, making another move inside the 20. He could go all the way, but he's brought down inside the 10. And just exactly what Rhodes wanted to avoid, a disastrous special teams play that could set the Tigers up with more than a field goal.
We've seen a lot of very explosive returns this season, special teams wise, from the Tigers. Jack Kaiser on this one, as you had a lot of very good blocks, little juke there, shifty with it, and got all the way down in scoring position here.
On return team, number 15. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And a late flag comes in. So just as the Tigers thought they were getting the ball at the 7-yard line, they will actually get it at their own 45. Another costly penalty today. Already had one that wiped away a touchdown, another that put them inside their own 5, and this one takes a first and goal opportunity away. 69 seconds on the clock for Hondo Franklin to try and work his way down the field. Has one timeout to work with. Trying to, at the very least, set up Hayden Rhodes. A low snap, and Franklin trying to make something out of this. Flips it to the sideline and incomplete. Able to keep that at a nothing play.
Second down. Number 45.
A little bit of a waste of seconds there, but nonetheless, the Tigers hung onto the ball. Hondo Franklin did a good job there, able to pick up the ball and throw it out towards the receiver.
Some issues with the snaps today on that two-point conversion. Went over the head of Colin Bishop. This snap is good, and it's a give to Milo, who is brought down in the backfield. So Rhodes' defense making a play, trying to hold the Tigers off the board on this drive. DJ Davis making the tackle for loss on that one.
It is.
Clock still runs, neither team calling timeout. They snap it with 40. Franklin has his man, it's Trevino. Brought down at the 35. And now Trinity will get to the line only with one timeout. The clock will stop until the referees can move the chains. Trinity already set up, but the officials were not ready for play. The chains not even moved yet when they were ready to snap it.
Oh, look at that throw right there. Franklin does a good job able to find his man. Triple coverage. Man on him. Trevino does a good job able to haul it in and moving towards field goal range.
Clock under 30 seconds. Franklin with time, throws it over the middle. It's Tavares. Brought down inside the 20. Clock still not moving at 22 seconds. Chains not quite ready to go. And again, Trinity ready to snap the ball before the chains. It's interesting, the clock keeps starting before the chains actually get in position. Trinity's ready to snap the ball. And then the second time that Franklin's just had to throw it into the ground, we'll see the catch by Tavares again.
Tavares, good job in zone coverage there, triple coverage, able to find his man, get up there and haul it in.
So they won't put those 3 seconds back on the clock, still at 19. Everybody ready to go this time. Franklin with a clean pocket. Now running. Franklin going to the end zone, stretches, and he's in for the touchdown. Using his legs again. And despite the penalty that called back that excellent punt return by Kaiser, Trinity able to find the end zone.
Look at Franklin's run right there. Not really an option. Huge pocket, a lot of time. Good decision by him to roll out of the pocket, able to break one tackle there. And got tackled there, but able to just kind of jump in. A little bit Superman-esque dive, kind of behind his head.
Hayden Rhodes on for another extra point. Got it. 23-0 Trinity. They needed some time to get their legs under them, but boy, have they on these last couple of possessions, Andrew.
really starting to look like the Trinity we know and we love here in San Antonio, Texas, is they're really starting to pile on the points. And definitely, if you're a Lynx fan, not what you want to see. As so far, we have 183 rushing yards for the Tigers, really utilizing Huerta and Milo so far today.
183 yards on the ground after really not being able to get anything going against Barry last week. And if you're Rhodes, might be same stuff, different game. Have given up at least 45 points in their last 3 contests. Was trending in a much different direction this time around. Trinity was held to 16 points just before that last touchdown. But now, all of a sudden, the Tigers in complete command. Rhodes will get the football back with 9 seconds on the clock. This kick will go back and land into the end zone. Rhodes taking it at the 25. And you would expect nothing other than a kneel down taking us to halftime.
Last couple of minutes of this quarter, the Tigers have been roaring back to life, really showcasing, who they are as a team, who they are, as a culture. And we talked about a little bit of if you're a Lynx fan, not what you want to be seeing.
Keim will take a knee, and that will take us to halftime. A strong finish to this first half for Trinity, up 23-0. As we'll take a break on Tiger Network. Stick around for the second half of action. Trinity in command of this one.
Be sure to visit the Chartwell's concession stand. Press box side of the field, lower level. While you're in the area, there's restrooms and water fountains there, and also visit the Paws merchandise stand. You get folks from Rhodes to your far right. There's also a Chartwell's concession stand and portable restrooms as well. We'll hear from DJ AZ in just a moment. Just a couple of quick things. The Tigers return home next Saturday, Alumni Weekend, to host Center College. Kickoff at 12:30 p.m. Women's and men's soccer start off Alumni Weekend on Friday against Rhodes. The Tiger women meet Rhodes at 5:30 and the men play at 8. Also next Saturday, the Trinity Swimming and Diving Alumni meet will be at 10 a.m. Halftime, and now AZ.
I appreciate you, James. But before I get started, I want to give a shout out to the special Hawthorne Academy cheerleaders. Dude, we give a round of applause. Dude, we give a round of applause. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Welcome to Trinity University. We're so excited to have you. Here in the third quarter, you'll see our fan request module pop up. What you can do is scan that QR code, fill out your favorite song or artist, and include any relevant information, and you will have a chance to hear your song played. We have about 30 of these. We're going to roll with. on now. I know it's hot.
we just keep it pushing like, aye, 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 aye. Walked in this party, these girls looking at me. Skinny jeans on, and you know my head nappy. You are locked in. Okay. I want y'all to do this dance, not do just on that beat. Juju on that beat. Juju on that, juju on that, juju on that beat. Now slide, chop, hit the one no stop. Hey, don't stop, hey, don't stop, hey. Run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat, hey, run a man on that beat. Now do your dance, do your dance, do your dance, hey. You ugly, you your daddy's son, hey, hey. Do your dance, hey, go crazy, hey, get free, hey. Lego, 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 hey, hey, hey. Okay, we knuckin' and buckin' and ready to fight. I got my cousin, he with me and got Lindsay on the right. And I'm a Detroit baby and I don't know nothing else besides drinking and having parties and having some fun. I say, look in the mirror, what you expect me to do? I see a 300S and got the blacked out rim. I mean, I like your style, I'm on a whole nother level. If you compare me and you, there wouldn't be no comparison.
Baby, want no smoke with me? Then turn his 800-degree whole team. Chefs, cause she's a treat. She's so bougie, bougie. Never tea. I'm savage, attitude nasty.
Okay, kids, let's clear the field, please. Clear, kids, let's clear the field. Thank you.
Rich, but I'm ratchet. Haters kill my name and they mouth not a gagging. Bougie. He say the way that thing move is so move. I tell him, boy, we gotta keep it lowly, me the room key. I done bled the block and now it's hot to told you. I move and I moved. I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty. Acting stupid, what's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty. Acting stupid, what's happening? What's happening? Hips to the top when I dance. And that demon top, she might start her OnlyFans. Big B and that B and that B.
See the Chevy with the butterfly door. Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
In the Southern Athletic Association, success starts with purpose and is grounded in excellence. Our student athletes thrive in the classroom supported by elite institutions where curiosity meets challenge. On the field, on the court, in the pool, our competition reflects our commitment. Greatness isn't occasional, it's expected. But what truly sets us apart is our culture. Belief in education through athletics. A standard that's as high as the goals we set and exceed. Excellence in the classroom, greatness on the field. Unmatched standards in Division III. This is the Southern Athletic Association. This is Unmatched D3.
Welcome back as we're all set for the second half of action here in San Antonio, Texas. Trinity up on Rhodes 23-0. Saw the statistics on your screen, heavily in favor of the Trinity Tigers, particularly towards the end of that second half. We welcome you back. Trinity able to get the football to start this second half of action. A short kick as Nickelberry has to run up, trying to play it on a bounce. And the Tigers will just take it at the 20-yard line. And Andrew, that's where they're going to get things started. An offense that scored 2 touchdowns on its last 2 possessions of that first half.
So far today, the Tigers offensively have been really run heavy. You saw, early interception by Hondo Franklin. And nonetheless, his confidence still seems to be super high, and he seems to be playing super well. But, Trinity so far really utilizing the run. in all aspects. So far today, you know, we've talked about it earlier, but 183 rushing yards so far.
Johnny Milo, the leading rusher for Trinity, with 84 yards. Zay Huerta right behind him. He's in the backfield right now to get things going. Gets the carry. And a slow, shifting run. Gets 9.5 on first down. And that's been a lot of what these last two drives have looked like. Feels like they barely threw it on that last drive where they scored a touchdown.
See right there's run one more time. Is good blocking. Got a lot of good cuts. He's a very physical and aggressive running back.
Second down and less than one. They go to the air. It's to Tavares. Not a big gain, but it's enough to move the chains. First down for Trinity at the 32. It's a Tigers team that has the opportunity to double up. Rhodes electing to receive to open the game. Didn't do anything with that first possession. Trinity scoring with 9 seconds left in the first half, and now an opportunity to get basically 2 straight possessions and 2 straight touchdowns if they can do something here. Franklin over the middle, caught. Tavares, a little bit of a dump off, only 2 yards down the field, able to move it up to the 40-yard line.
Tavares did a very good job there, despite the dump off. It almost could have been a hospital there as 33 was approaching there on Tavares, but Tavares did a good job able to get a couple jukes and keep it going.
Colton Schmid checks into the game at receiver. He's at the bottom of the screen. Second down and 3. They go back to the ground. It's Franklin keeping it himself, bulldozing his way forward past midfield. Normally, you wouldn't want your quarterback to be taking shots like that, but Franklin, on his 4th carry of the game, moving the sticks for Trinity.
See Franklin one more time. Does a good job with a fake handoff. Kind of had the Lynx a little bit confused there for a second. Had space to run and time to run.
Went right into the arms of what looked like Jackson Shaw. Ended up making the tackle, but Franklin kind of ran him over. Ball down at the 46. They'll go to the outside again. Nickelberry, no blockers, able to make some men miss. Get a little bit down the field, a gain of 5, but there is a flag behind him, and Nickelberry is shaken up. We'll see what the flag is, but Nickelberry still looks like he's in some pain as he walks to the sideline.
Yeah, look at it now. Maybe definitely a face mask right there. Kind of hand on the face.
Face mask on the defense, number 43. Into the run on that first down.
So he gets the 15 yards, but I'm not sure if it was worth it for Nickelberry. It looked like his helmet got basically wrapped around, so it was backwards.
Nickelberry today, almost got murdered twice. First time we used a pass from Hondo Franklin, and he got torn down, dropped right on his head. That time, a face mask.
So the penalty moves the ball to the 33-yard line. One of the first few penalties that Rhodes has taken today. A very disciplined team. Fires to the outside. It's Ramirez. Ramirez makes a cut, and he scores! Touchdown, Trinity! Looked like he was just going to step out of bounds, but cuts it upfield, and the Tigers are blowing this thing open.
Tigers definitely came out of the locker room firing all cylinders. I mean, obviously they had a lot of momentum going in. So you're going to see Cade Ramirez. Hondo Franklin does a very good job. Lofty ball right there. Kind of two space. Ramirez does a good job. Cuts up on his defender. Defender ultimately went out. Tried to drag him out with him. Wasn't quite able to get there.
That was Hollis Strawbridge, who he made miss. Hayden Rhodes on for the extra point. And hits the upright, no good. So the first extra point miss of the day for him. The lead will remain at 29-0. A strong opening drive to the second half for Trinity as we'll take a break on Tiger Network. Welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Saw a little dual SAA action that's happening outside of this game. Barry currently up at Sewanee, and Millsaps up on Maryville, one of the more surprising scorers of the day. Kick up and away. Will be short of the end zone, so brought out. Walker spins out of a tackle, trying to spin out of another one, but not able to do so. And once again, Rhodes will start at the 22-yard line. No points on the board for this Rhodes offense, but they've been able to move the ball at times. And the big thing, Andrew, they haven't turned it over yet, and that was an issue for them throughout this year.
Keem so far today has been really impressive, kind of commanding his offense and keeping the chains moving a lot.
Ball at the 22, first down and 10. Trinity up 29-0. He'll give. Daniel falls forward for a couple more, a gain of 4 on first down. Talked about the issues that Rhodes has had in terms of turning over the ball. Brennan Kime came in to relief as the starter for that game. Taylor Haas was knocked out with an injury through 3 interceptions. Rhodes also lost 2 fumbles. One of those interceptions was a pick 6, contributing to the 45-19 beatdown that Millsaps put on them last week. And somebody moved. We'll see if that's going to be on Trinity or Rhodes. So they call a false start on that one on William Krim, the left tackle, but it looked pretty clearly like Trinity jumped on that. Missed call there.
Definitely not the call you want if you're a Lynx fan.
Looked like Krim was trying to force the penalty with a Tiger in the neutral zone. Looked like he did it perfectly, but does not go his way. Rhodes backs up 5, second down and 11. Trinity bringing another blitz. This throw is low, but caught. That's John Hampton III making his second catch of the game. They'll set up third and around 10.
John Hampton. 3rd and 6.
It's a good job able to get under the ball and bring it down. It was a very, very low pass, pretty much on the turf.
It'll actually be 3rd down and 6. Trinity blitzing again. Throw over the middle, incomplete. Knocked away by this Trinity secondary who's been so good all day, not allowing anything. And it looks like Rhodes will be forced to punt this one away.
Number 12, Parker Moeller, the freshman, was in coverage there. Did a very good job, as Cole just mentioned, to break that pass up. So far today, he's been really kind of locked down in his spot, not allowing a lot of any gain.
Parker Moeller seeing a lot of action today. Usually not a guy who would be in that situation. Trinity's usually starting corners are Delvin Gant and Cody Brown. His kick away from Jones. Nickelberry, a bit of a bobble, but reels it in. Makes some people miss. Going to the far sideline and casually strolls out of bounds just shy of the 40. So we'll see, as this is the point in the game when you wonder how long these starters are going to be out. It looks like in the huddle of the Trinity offense, Hondo Franklin does have a penny on. We see this punt return again.
Not the best return that Trinity's had this year, but nonetheless a very solid one.
And there was a flag on that return. It's like a holding call, backs him up 10, so they'll start at their own 30 actually, and Welker Horn is jogging onto the field, so Hondo Franklin's day is done. Had the 1 interception, but responded well, particularly with a rushing touchdown to end the first half and a passing touchdown on Trinity's last drive. So Welker Horn out there with 1st and 10. Give up the middle. It's Milo who remains in this game. A strong run and a gain of 8. Horn coming off a week where he didn't play. It was the first time that he didn't get any action in a game this season. On the season so far, Horn with 4 games, 79% completion, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Nickelberry will go in motion. 2nd and 1. Give to Milo again. He's the hot hand, and he falls forward for a gain of 5. Plenty for a 1st down.
Trinity really utilizing the run today, as they've surpassed 200 yards so far in the day, with about 214 yards just in running.
They have the ball at the 44, 1st and 10. This time it's play action. Horn runs it himself. A little bit of a stiff arm at the end of that play. Strolls out of bounds past the 1st down marker. It's a gain of 11. These quarterbacks today for Trinity seeking contact, as gave a little bit of the business to Blake Coogan on that play.
Look, Horn really showing off his athleticism there, able to escape the pocket as it quickly collapsed. Not a lot of time for him to make a good decision there. Stiff arm there. Maybe got a couple extra yards out of that. But nonetheless, still really cool to see.
He'll throw this time. Clean pocket, takes the check down. It's Huerta, who straddles the sideline for as long as he can before being knocked out. Gain of about 6.
Lynch defender and coverage there did a good job, kind of body forcing Huerta towards the sideline instead of allowing him to cut inside. So if he had cut inside, he would have had a lot of room to run. So we get another look at the play right there.
Able to stay in for longer than I thought. 2nd down and 2 now. Give to Jack Kaiser, tripped up, but able to get past the 1st down marker, a gain of 4 as Trinity continues to lean on this ground game today.
Touchdown for the Tigers.
One thing you gotta mention was the game against Barry that Trinity just had. The run game really wasn't involved in the slightest. So maybe today is kind of like, hey, we still can run the ball. We're still a very good team, running wise.
They go play action, pump. Now throws the ball down the field, going for Trevino, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Coogan for Rhodes down to the corner of the end zone. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. We talked to Coach Urban about that game, as he's going to see the long pass again. They couldn't really get anything on the ground. Hondo Franklin, 23 for 29, no turnovers, but only 178 yards. Couldn't push the ball down the field. Today, they haven't really done that either, but much more effective with the underneath stuff that's available to them. Give to Kaiser up the middle, spins away for a 2nd. Gain of about 9, but there is a flag, so this will likely be coming back. So we wait to see what the call is.
On the offense, number 76. Replace 2nd down.
That's on John Conway getting the start at tackle today. Trinity deciding to shake things up with their starters, as we'll see the replay.
Holding seemed to be on number 44, maybe.
20 on the 43.
So the call on Conway moves them back 10, 2nd down, and they call 20. Horn has to back up. Now steps up and has some space. Horn takes it past the 40, going towards the sideline, and he's got the 1st down. A gain of 24 with Welker Horn's legs.
Look, Horn did a very good job there as the pocket kind of closed in on him, as we get another look at it here. He was looking for the pass, but the pocket closed. All the Lynx players kind of collapsed in, and he did a good job just able to run through it. A very good block there. Nakia Williams, and got all the way up for the 1st down.
Horn basically dropped back to midfield on that play. Was able to get it all the way to the 23. That's where the Tigers have it now. Give up the middle. Kaiser has a big hole. Kaiser still barreling forward and stopped just shy of the goal line. Down all the way to the 3. Another strong run from the Tigers.
First and goal from the 2.
Jack Kaiser did a very good job. A lot of huge gap there for him. They run through. You know, Tigers did a really good job with the blocking, able to get him down, and he almost made it. Maybe, you know, 1 or 2 strides away from getting in the end zone there.
Trinity in the red zone today. They're 3 for 3 here. Rhodes has yet to prevent somebody from scoring once they've gotten into the red zone. Here's a give. Morkovsky stumbles his way forward and in for the touchdown. The 4th consecutive possession the Tigers have found pay dirt. And they've opened this one up even more, 35-0.
Tigers really having to start having fun now, as you know, Cole just kind of mentioned, really starting to put on the points.
Aiden Rhodes, who missed his last extra point, trying to put this one through the posts. Got it. And add one more. Trinity, a dominating sequence. Scoring once again, this time with Jack Kaiser the first year. Or excuse me, Maddox Morkovsky finishing the job after the Jack Kaiser run. We'll take a break on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Trinity has opened up a 36-0 lead on Rhodes, responding to that loss last week against Berry College. Trying to go 5-1 on the season and 2-1 in conference, as Rhodes will get the football back. It's a high kick, but a little bit shorter. D-Row Walker will bring it out from his own 2. It's past the 20 and brought down, it looks like this time, at the 24. That's Rhodes on pretty much every drive. Has started between the 20 and the 25, it seems like. It's been very consistent on that front. One thing that hasn't been consistent this year has been Rhodes' offense. Doing better today in terms of not giving the ball away, but just haven't been able to move the ball aside from that one drive when they were stopped on 4th down inside the 10.
Definitely been kind of the story of the season for Rhodes. You know, unfortunately for them, they lost their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback. Now they're currently running with their 3rd string, but nonetheless, you know, he's been pretty solid today.
Keim lops one down the sideline, and it's incomplete. And there's the flag. That's the first-year Cody Brown draped all over the intended target, and that should be pass interference.
Keim did a good job able to find his man. Cody Brown just kind of grabbing on his arm a little bit, maybe tugging on his jersey.
So not a spot foul in college. It'll just be a gain of 15. As the ball will be moved up just shy of the 40. Good start to the drive for Rhodes, who needs something going in terms of the momentum. They haven't really been able to do much of anything on the ground. They'll try it here with Daniel trying to get to the edge, but not much happening on that play. So once again, Trinity all over it.
Tackled by Harris for 5.
Goes down as a loss of 3.
And 12.
Rhodes once again set up in a negative situation, and talked about what Coach Duncan wanted out of this team. They wanted to hang in there after the first quarter. They were able to do that, but quarters 2 and 3 have not been what they've wanted. Second down and 12. Give up the middle and maybe gets most of that yardage back. Right about to the original line of scrimmage at the 39. Now 3rd and 10 coming up for Rhodes.
Third down.
Brennan Kime has hung in there so far today. Led that one impressive drive where Rhodes got inside the 10-yard line. Outside of that, it's been a lot of punting. No catastrophic mistakes, but eventually they need to move the ball down the field here. Clock ticks down to 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Trinity bringing a big blitz. Throw incomplete. As nobody really in the area trying to get it away when facing pressure.
Incomplete pass.
4th down and 10. We'll see what Rhodes decides to do, and they will bring out the punting unit once again.
Fourth down.
It's interesting to still see the Trinity Tiger starters on defense still out there right now in the game. Really trying to put more pain on the game, I guess.
Jones on the punt once again. He's had a couple good ones. One inside of the 20, giving up a couple nice returns though as well. This one a deep kick that Nickelberry will have to drop back to field towards his own 10. Trying to do everything he can to get to the edge, making a couple men miss. Eventually just has to dive forward and take his lumps. Nice kick by Rhodes. Talking to Coach Duncan, he felt very confident in his special teams. Offense and defense have been very inconsistent this year, but that third unit, that third part of the game that we so often forget, they feel have been very good, not only in terms of punting, but also they've blocked 4 kicks this year. We haven't seen it yet, but 2 blocked field goals and 2 blocked punts this year for Rhodes.
And it's first down on the 10.
Rhodes has definitely been very solid in that aspect.
Hondo Franklin actually back out there for Trinity. So Welker Horn did get a drive. Now it's Franklin again. Swings it out to Hancock. Makes a move and still fighting forward and will be rewarded with a first down and a gain of 11. So very interesting. Normally once we see Welker Horn come into the game, Hondo Franklin's day is done. Not the case today.
We're going to see Franklin's pass one more time as Tyson Hancock does a good job, wide open pretty much, able to get that first down.
This is Tavares breaking down the sideline. Tavares into open space, going all the way for the touchdown. They made that look easy.
We're going to see that one more time. Hondo Franklin, good job. Tavares screen pass. No one there. Not even a need for any block. Tavares, does a really good job. Beats 3 guys all the way through the end.
So another extra point. Probably one of the easier touchdown passes that Hondo Franklin will ever throw in his career. Goes for about 70. Hayden Rhodes, extra point is good. Nearly a 70-yard touchdown, only about 4 yards in the air for Franklin. Either way, it gets the job done. 43-0 Trinity. Piling it on. We'll take a break on Tiger Network. Welcome back to the Alamo City. Trinity up 43-0 on Rhodes. To that last touchdown drive led by Hondo Franklin. It's a nice kick in the corner. Not a lot of room to run, but Walker able to make something out of it, taking it past the 20. As this Rhodes defense has not made a stop in a very long time. They get a break now, but we talked about coming into this game, they've given up at least 45 points in their last 3 games. They're 2 points away from that happening once again.
If you're a Tiger fan, you're hoping they put up more than 45.
Already up 43-0. Kime back out there for Rhodes. Give is to Daniel, and Daniel getting the first down and a lot more, out of bounds, well past the 40-yard line. That's his longest rush of the day.
For the first down for the Lynx. First down on the 41.
One thing we've kind of talked about a couple times today is the Tiger run defense. As we saw in that play, you know, Daniel did a very good job able to escape it. Ultimately speaking, you know, the Tigers are always going to hunt you down.
Down at the 41 after the nice run by Daniel. This starting defense remaining out there for Trinity almost in full force. Give to Daniel again, this time not a lot of room to work with. Priestmeyer there to make the tackle along with his partner in crime, Elijah Gonzalez.
One thing that's of note is the Tigers are pretty much sending the house as they kind of anticipate the run. You know, as we just saw, you know, two back-to-back runs from Daniel. You know, the Tigers have like 4 or 5 guys just trying to get there and try to swarm and get him down.
We'll see if they send a blitz again on this play. I assume that's also pretty hard on the quarterback making his first ever start, just facing a blitz on every single play. Here they come again. Under some pressure, and the ball's out. Rhodes able to fall on it. We'll see who it was that swooped in to save the day. Looked like Jelani Lovett. We talked about how Rhodes, one of the few things they've done today is take care of the football. Nearly gave it away on that play.
We're going to look at it here again. The Tigers did blitz yet again. Got in there, got to him. Really had nowhere to go. And good job to just kind of punch that ball out there. Ferris Rafai, I believe that was.
Rafai able to force the fumble. Rhodes coughed it up twice last week. Both of them were lost to Millsaps. Able to fall on this one, but it's third and a country mile. Give right up the middle, and that will not be close. But not a lot of plays in the playbook for third down and 27. And once again, Rhodes will be forced to punt.
Well, it's always fun to get to see, you know, teams, special teams units working hard, making big punts, making big kicks and stuff like that. You know, unfortunately for Lynx fans, seen that a lot today.
Grady Jones on the punt. This one a shorter kick, as the Trinity coverage will let it hit the ground, but a nice return coming up here. It's Schmid brought down inside the 40-yard line, let it hop. Rhodes was right there, but able to squeak through with Schmid. And that is how the third quarter will come to an end. 43-0 Trinity, over 500 yards of total offense through 3 quarters in this one. We'll take a break on Tiger Network.
Into the third quarter, Trinity leads 43-0.
Welcome back to the campus of Trinity University. Trinity up 43-0, and they start with the football at the 38. Here's a give to Luke Sams, the first year. Bouncing off tackles, and Sams breaks free down the sideline and in for the touchdown. What a run by Luke Sams, able to bounce off 2 tacklers. They had him dead to rights. And now Trinity has 49 on the board after the one-play drive.
What a start to the fourth quarter for the Tigers. You saw Welker's handoff. Luke Sams, very explosive. We see him a lot so far this season. A lot of very good plays. And that's definitely one of them.
Dejan Knox looked like he had him dead to rights, filled up the gap, but Sam's able to bounce to the outside and find Paydirt. Rhodes on for another extra point, getting plenty of practice as the kick is good, and it is 50-0. But going back to last week in that loss against Barry, talked about prior to that game on a couple of broadcasts, so that's usually the most important game of the year, determining who's going to win the SAA. Coach Urban said everybody eats humble pie at some point, but he said it can be nourishing if you can learn from it and grow from it, but you have to come at it with the right mentality. And that's how you avoid letting one loss turn into 2. You don't want to let Barry beat you twice, he said. And so far, Trinity, maybe after a slow start, has come out with the right mentality to learn from that loss last week.
Really been stacking it on, this kind of second half of football.
Trinity up 50-0 in this one. Definitely turning the page after only scoring 6 points last week and not finding the end zone. This kick will be short of the end zone, brought out by Austin Smith. Comes at this return with a burst of speed, able to break a tackle and brought down past the 30. There is a flag. That's one of the things Rhodes does well, only averaging about 4 penalties a game, and it's been trending that direction so far here. So you would expect this would be on the Rhodes return team. And we'll see it again.
During the return, holding on the return team, number 11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Holding was called on number 11 on the Rhodes side. I don't quite know where he was in the field. Didn't really see it on that replay. Maybe off towards our left-hand side.
That's interesting because it looked like there was a hold in the frame, not by 11, so you wonder if there were just 2. Either way, Rhodes backed up at their own 17-yard line, now in a 50-point hole. Give to Lovett. And as there has been most of the day, not really much room to run. Roan Irwin assisting on that tackle as now some of these second-string defenders start to trickle into the game.
Rhodes is also running with a new quarterback right now, number 14, Willie Mitchell, freshman out of Huntsville, Alabama.
So Rhodes down to their third-string quarterback coming into this game to begin with, and now enter the fourth-string quarterback who I don't know if he expected to see the field at all this year. Mitchell will throw down the sideline, and that pass is incomplete. Moore in on the coverage. Senior from Schertz, Texas, who did not enter the game last week against Barry, getting some action here. And that's the benefit of getting up by as many of the Tigers are this early in the game. Get an opportunity for a lot of these other players that wouldn't normally see the field to get into these games. We see it so much, especially with the way the SAA schedule lined up, a lot of the tougher opponents being on the road. Fourth quarters can look a lot like this in San Antonio. 3rd down and 9 after the incompletion. Trinity blitzing once again. Able to escape and diving forward, has the first down. Nice run by Mitchell. in his first collegiate action of his career.
We're going to see Mitchell one more time here. A lot of rush. Man right on him, broke a tackle or two there, able to skip the pocket. Almost kind of got tripped up. Maybe the ball could have come loose there, but nonetheless held on to it, got a first down, and he was hoping to maybe put points up here in his first ever game.
Trinity trying to preserve the 0 on the scoreboard. They do have one shutout already this year against Belhaven here in their home opener, a 49-0 win. Give up the middle, falling forward, maybe a gain of a yard on first down. Rhodes trying to take something, anything, out of this game that's positive. This will be their 4th loss in a row if the score stays the way it is by 3 scores or more.
Second down and 8.
Just unable to find a rhythm throughout this one. One strong drive that got towards the Trinity goal line but wasn't able to finish. Give to Lovett. And a nice gain on second down. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
3rd down and 3. On the 38.
It's a Rhodes team that has one of the worst turnover differentials in all of Division III college football. They've only taken the ball away 6 times defensively all year, now 7 after the interception thrown by Hondo Franklin. They've given the ball away 15 times. That's 228th in Division III college football, one of the worst margins in the entire sport. But today, up +1. Tackle in the backfield made by Trinity there. 4th down coming up, and the punt unit will come out once again for Rhodes.
Trinity defense really stepping up to the game today, as Cole kind of talked about. Really got the second strings in now for the most part, and they're really putting up good numbers, making sure, hey, like the first strings can do it, we can do it too.
On to punt once again. Gets it away. Kaiser, not a lot of room, a bit of a bobble on that first catch there. Makes a couple of people miss though. Kaiser's going down the sideline, cuts in past the 50, brought down at the 45. Making something out of absolutely nothing on that play.
So far for me, Jack Kaiser and Luke Sams are 2 very impressive freshmen that we've seen, play a lot this year. Both kind of in the return game a little bit, both kind of being utilized as running backs as well.
New quarterback coming into the game, Colin Bishop. This is usually the sequence of how it goes with the way Coach Urban deploys his quarterbacks. It'll be Hondo Franklin until the game gets out of hand, then Welker Horn will get his turn. And then Colin Bishop will come in for a series or 2, and usually that means we'll see some quarterback runs and some read options. First play is a quarterback run right up the middle. Bishop with a gain of 2 on first down. It looks like Jackson Williams is going to check into the game at running back, one of the few running backs that we normally see from Trinity that we have yet to see today.
Trinity has a lot of depth at almost all position. We've seen a lot of the utilization in the running backs today.
2nd down and 8. Horn back into the game. Fires to the outside, caught. And stepping out of bounds was Jonathan Martin. Making his first catch of the game, the first year. So we see a lot of new names. The clock under 10 minutes to go in this one. And did just step out of bounds, as you see on the replay. Shout out to our excellent crew who's done a good job bringing you all the action today. Our executive producer, Josh Muchagemba, overseeing everything. And then student workers under him. Here's Williams bursting up the middle, and he has an easy touchdown. Another long touchdown run, and there's been plenty to go around. Everybody eating today for Trinity.
Williams definitely fired up about that one, as he kind of, he had a huge pocket, made a good run. We're going to see it again. Williams kind of blasting through that. All the old line was able to push all the D-line in the run direction. Then Williams, the last second, kind of made a cut right between two links. He kind of made them collide at the end and got the touchdown.
Jackson Williams finding the end zone for the first time this season. Kick is good. 57-0. Trinity with the lead.
Kicker on that was number 31, Christian Wilson, the freshman out of Austin, Texas.
So everybody getting their turn in this game. That's the third different kicker that we've seen. And definitely not the game that Rhodes was hoping for. Almost the exact opposite of what we saw 2 years ago when they came down here. Evan Reeder started that game, Rhodes' usual starting quarterback. And talked to Coach Duncan about that game. It was 28-0 right out of the gate. I remember calling that game. Rhodes just had no chance, but that was a Tiger offense led by Tucker Horn, Ryan Merrifield in his final year, just filled with fifth-year senior guys who had their extra COVID year that they were using. Just a dominant force. Rhodes was hoping that without a literal professional starting quarterback currently for Trinity, that they would be able to hang in there a little bit, and they did for that first little stretch. It's just gotten away from them since then. Trying to, at the very least, get some points on the scoreboard here. This will be returnable, but a fair catch called by Walker. The ball will be brought out.
Since 2007 all time, the Lynx against the Tigers are only 2-10. Their last one coming back in 2010 when they were playing here in San Antonio. Ever since then, Tigers have just been on an absolute tear, winning every single game from 2011 up until 2024. Last year's game was actually about a year ago, almost today. It was a year ago tomorrow on the 19th. And the Lynx unfortunately lost that one 14-38.
That game being played in Memphis, Tennessee. And how many times are we going to say this today? A bunch of Tigers in the backfield to meet the Rhodes running back. Absolutely nowhere to go on the ground. And that was such a big emphasis for a point of improvement because Barry just leaned on them on the ground, run play after run play, all successful in that second half where the score really got away from Trinity. This time, able to bottle up the run really effectively.
Urban talked about how this last week of practice, they're really focusing back on the basics, how to make good tackles, how to really get in there and be aggressive. And so far, they've really been seeing that.
Second down and 12 after the loss of 2 on the ground. Fires to the outside, incomplete. Scott Uffelman there on the coverage the first year. Third down and 12 now coming up.
It is third down.
William Mitchell, the quarterback, in for Rhodes. Is his second series, his collegiate debut. Ask Coach Duncan, and I ask all visiting coaches this, what the biggest question mark is for their team to this point, and he said didn't really have one for his team overall. So Mitchell looking around, nowhere to go, brought down by about 3 different Tigers. You can only split a sack 2 ways. You might need to split it 4 ways on that one.
Looked like number 98, Petty Valai, the freshman out of Schertz, Texas, on that.
So Trinity hitting home once again, as they have lived in the Rhodes backfield today. 4th and 20. They'll punt once again. But we asked Coach Duncan what the biggest question mark is for his team, and he said he didn't really have one for the season as a whole. So it looks like a timeout called by Trinity here. Didn't have one for the season as a whole, but in terms of this week, he said it would very clearly be the quarterback situation. Starting somebody who's making their first college start, even though they played most of the game against Millsaps. And now your backup being somebody who hasn't played any snaps at all collegiately. Just a really difficult situation to come into the home of the 4-time defending conference champion and get a win.
Thought you're defensively too, we've talked about it a lot today. So, we saw in that sack, great example right there, really aggressive, really, as you've kind of pointed out to me, we've talked a little bit, really jumping the line, blitzing a lot, sending the house, and as a, first time ever in college, maybe not the best situation to be walking, as you just kind of mentioned.
Seems like defensive coordinator Paul Mahalik is really taking advantage of that, applying as much pressure as he possibly can, and it's been very effective to the tune of 0 points allowed. Now another punt for Rhodes. Bit of a low snap. It's a short high kick. Take a friendly Lynx bounce, still rolling, and will stop at the 45-yard line, where Trinity will take over, trying to add more. They put up 65 points against Southwestern. On a similar pace so far, with 7:41 to go in this one. Colin Bishop will take the field. So we'll see what kind of quarterback run or gadget play we see from him. Jamel Nickerson is the back entering the game for the first time today. They will throw with Bishop quickly, and it's caught. Sprinting down the sideline, but whistle blows out of bounds. Catch was made by Jonathan Martin, his second of the game.
I don't think we've seen a Colin Bishop throw so far in a long time.
It's very rare, usually a read option of some kind. That time just dropping back and throwing. First down at the 39. Another throw, this to Martin again. Puts the ball on the ground. And Trinity able to recover. Talon Shavers, the first year, able to save the day. So the second fumble for either team that we've seen on the ground, both of them, the offense is able to jump back on top of it.
You see that one more time. Very low throw there from Bishop. Martin just kind of looking around. Didn't really see much. Didn't really have full ball possession there.
Didn't look like anybody punched it out. Just lost the handle. Fumble ends up losing a couple. Bishop will keep it himself, and Rhodes all over that. So third down and long coming up. Tackle made by Oscar Brock, the first year. Third down and 9. Clock ticks under 6 minutes to go. Bishop. Incomplete. Going for Shavers, who recovered the fumble just a couple plays ago. Sets up fourth down, and we'll see what Trinity elects to do. Most of the offense jogging off the field. Colin Bishop not going anywhere. And now he will slowly walk off the field. Very weird situation. Play clock down to 15. Still nobody on the field for Trinity. Wonder if they're just going to take a delay of game to make this punt a little bit better. A little more room to work with. Clock hits 0.
Delay again on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Looks like that was the plan. As see the SAA action happening right now. Barry up 16-0 on Sewanee, and then definitely the score of the day. Millsaps up 24-7 on Maryville. Maryville thought of as one of those top 3 teams in the conference, along with Barry and Trinity, wondering if they could compete their first year in the SAA, but not a great score there to Millsaps, who Rhodes Lynx fans know all about. Played them just last week. Trinity will now punt. High spiraling kick, nice directional kick. Lands at the 4, but skips into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Jackson Runyon getting a chance to punt it away. First time the Tigers have punted today.
Well, something we've really seen Runyon in action was against Southwestern, which is when Rhodes was having some struggles.
After the touchback, they'll take over at the 20. Give up the middle. And once again, not really anywhere to go. Caden Perkins getting the handle on that one. For Rhodes, the schedule, at least travel-wise, lightens up quite a bit. 3 of their last 4 for the season will be at home. They'll be facing Sewanee, their in-state rival, and then they're headed to Maryville. 2 more home games to close out the year against Southwestern and Center, so they will not leave the state of Tennessee for the rest of the season. But it will be a long trip back to Memphis. Give again, and still nowhere to go. Blowing up that play. Looked like Jax Crockett listed as a tight end. Or excuse me, that's Jack Lugo, the linebacker, making the play.
Look at it right here, very good job. Blitz right there, able to force their way through, get to him. Mitchell so far today has been under very, very heavy pressure and hasn't had a lot of time to really much do anything.
3rd down and 11. Rhodes has to get to the line. Play clock at 5 seconds. Are they going to be able to get this off? They do. It's a run from Mitchell. Able to get some positive yards on 3rd and 11, but not enough for the first down. And you would expect once again, for what feels like the infinitieth series in a row, they will punt. Punter for Rhodes is Caleb Hagan. He punted the last time as well for the Lynx. It looked like they might be punting so much they need to give Jones a bit of a break. This kick not gotten away, blocked by Trinity. So the offense and the defense have been doing whatever they wanted all day. Now the special teams pitching in. There is a flag on the play. See what happened on the replay.
Block happens there.
Personal foul. Blindside block. On the defense, number 9. That 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Trinity.
So he says first down Trinity, but also indicated that the penalty was on Trinity. Blindside block. I guess ruling after possession had changed, so the punt was already blocked. Trinity had the ball, and then the block. That has to be what it is. We'll see it again here. And I think that's exactly what happened. So the Tigers taking over at the 41 now. Bishop keeps, makes a move. We've had a couple long touchdowns. Do we get another one? Did Bishop stay in down the sideline? Looks like he did. Touchdown Trinity, Colin Bishop. Another one-play rushing touchdown drive.
You see Bishop right on the line, being his edge, barely staying in. Pretty much tippy-toeing right there, but did a good job able to, you know, arm, shoulder that guy in, kind of ran right to the pylon.
So now the score 63-0. And we'll attempt an extra point with Hayden Rhodes. 1 point away from their largest point total in the season. Bobbled snap, and now some chaos here. Trying to get to the edge, diving for the pylon, but stopped short, so this score will remain 63-0.
Incredibly low snap there. I don't know if that was scripted or not. I'm going to assume not. But incredibly low snap, and just kind of tried to beat him to the pylon. Wasn't quite able to get there in the end.
Seen a couple of those today and see the total stats. Oh, we're going to look at this replay first, and you're right. That snap literally dribbles in. And just trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Either way, 63-0, 3:01 on the clock. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is not an exaggeration to say that it has been a lot of 3-and-outs for Rhodes and quite literally one-play drives for Trinity, as they have done whatever they've wanted today. Over 600 yards of offense, a lot of that coming on the ground. Rhodes has simply had no answers. Trinity scoring their last touchdown, a one-play rushing touchdown from Colin Bishop, coming from a blocked punt. This kick will land short of the end zone, so Walker has to return it. And now the whistle will blow. As we'll see what the call is here. And they said a fair catch was called. The ball looks like it's being backed up pretty far. Some Trinity defenders are right around the 5-yard line. Rhodes having their huddle in their own end zone.
Probably not the field position you would want if you're a Rhodes fan.
So they will spot the ball at the 5. Just adding to the list of things that have gone wrong for Rhodes. Give up the middle. Maybe getting to the line of scrimmage or a yard past it. That's Lovett, or excuse me. Ronald Baker checking in for Rhodes.
A lot of new names and faces here on both ends of the field.
A 63-0 Trinity lead. Mitchell remains the quarterback for the Lynx. From his own end zone, throwing off his back foot, nearly intercepted. That was Matt Butler who had a beat on that football. Couldn't reel it in.
Look at it one more time. Two of them right there. Pretty much right there. Kind of jumped up high. Not necessarily what he had to do there, but, you know, still incomplete nonetheless.
Intended for Kellen Garris. 3rd down and 9. Mitchell avoids the safety. Now has to try and get to the 1st down marker, but needed a lot more than he got. So able to make something out of that at least. Still 4th down and 7 as the clock will tick down.
You can see Mitchell escape that tackle right there. Very good
This is a
job.
2-minute
Very
timeout.
fast. Able to get up there, use his feet.
Please do not go onto the field if they're having team meetings until 10 minutes.
So with that, we have reached the 2-minute timeout. Trinity domination on this Saturday in San Antonio. Welcome back to SAA Red Zone. Barry driving, trying to add on to their lead against Sewanee, up 16-7 in that one, and Millsaps continues to maintain its 24-7 lead on Maryville. 4th down and 2. Rhodes on to punt once again. This score out of hand for a while now. It was only 23-0 at halftime, a 40-0 halftime margin. Or excuse me, second half margin for Trinity. Fair catch made at the 49-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over, presumably a couple of kneel downs away from getting out of here with a 5-1 total record. Talked to Coach Urban about that loss against Barry. Said people reached out to him, and he was appreciative of the people who reached out to him, but they were saying, hey, are you okay? And people were acting like the sky was falling after one loss, he said, and he simply told us it's not. Even though they don't control their own destiny for the conference, still in a good position to make the Division III postseason if they're just to win out. Give up the middle and a strong run on 1st down. Taking it to the 44-yard line, but that was the message to his team, is we just need to control our own business and not let Barry beat us twice. The sky not falling, as you can see today, 63-0, a strong performance.
Today's definitely been a tempo setting. Hey, we're still Trinity. We're still a good football team. We can run the ball incredibly well. Right. I think that kind of Barry game was kind of like a, maybe a dampener, more or less, on the kind of the run game for Trinity, as we talked about a little bit. So far today, Trinity has over 400 yards of rushing alone.
Trying to add on more here. Nicholson bounces to the outside and knocked out of bounds. Gain of 5 and a 1st down for Trinity. That was another message that Coach Urban told us. He said, we're still a good football team. Might not have felt like it after the multiple score loss to Barry, 29-6, a game that the Vikings just controlled all the way through. But showing what they're capable of today against a Rhodes team that was struggling coming in, but doing what they needed to do. Clock under 40 seconds now. Tigers 1 snap away from taking this game. Give up the middle. Close to the 1st down, but that won't matter. That should be all they need, as Trinity will take this home gang after dropping the previous one at Barry. A nice response, exactly what they were looking for, a 63-0 complete game.
Tigers really showing their dominance off today, defensively, really controlled the entire game, didn't really let the Lynx get anywhere. Well, they were scoring position a couple times, but, only one or two times, no more than that. Offensively, the Tigers really it's where they excelled today. Over 421 rushing yards, 734 all-purpose yards today from the entire team, offensively, which, is just a phenomenal stat.
You'll see some highlights throughout the day. Trinity will be here next week against the Center College Colonels, a team that they split the SAA championship with last year along with the Berry Vikings. After that, they will head to Tennessee to play Sewanee, who's in a game against Berry right now, kind of hanging in there, doing the best they can. Then they'll play Millsaps, and then at Maryville, a game that could be very influential for whether the Tigers make the postseason or not, and if Berry can potentially stumble somewhere down the stretch. That's what they need now that they fell to them. They don't control their own destiny anymore. But if they can stumble down the stretch, that's the game the Tigers are really going to need to potentially end up in a tie for first place. The handshakes are done. Trinity getting the shutout 63-0 as the team will now line up on the near sideline for the alma mater as we'll step away and let you take it in.
Follow your conductor, guys. Go Tigers! Next Saturday, 12:30 p.m.
That was the alma mater. As we'll wrap things up here in San Antonio, 63-0. Trinity gets the win against Rhodes. Make sure to tune in next Saturday at 12:30 Central Time kickoff against Center College for Alumni Weekend. Should be a fun one. We hope to see you then, but for now, for everybody here in San Antonio, everybody working cameras, everybody in the control room, and our executive producer, Josh Michigemba, along with my partner, Andrew Thomas, I'm Cole Isaacson saying so long from the campus of Trinity University.
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
In the Southern Athletic Association, success starts with purpose and is grounded in excellence. Our student athletes thrive in the classroom supported by elite institutions where curiosity meets challenge. On the field, on the court, in the pool, our competition reflects our commitment. Greatness isn't occasional, it's expected. But what truly sets us apart is our culture. Belief in education through athletics. A standard that's as high as the goals we set and exceed. Excellence in the classroom, greatness on the field. Unmatched standards in Division III. This is the Southern Athletic Association. This is Unmatched D3.